11-1, Simplifying Algebraic Expressions. An algebraic expression is an expression or a math problem that has variables in it. So these are two algebraic expressions. Okay? In order to add or subtract things in algebra, they have to be alike, or we call them like terms. What makes something alike? What makes something alike is the variable and the exponents. So you don't worry about the coefficients, which in the first one, the coefficients would be the 4 and the 5. The coefficients are numbers that go with the variables, but you look at the x's, or the x squareds, or the y's, whatever the variables are. If the variables are alike, that makes them like terms, so you can add them. Sometimes it says something like combine like terms, but most of the time it just says simplify. Combine like terms, put the like terms together. Simplify, make it more simple. So could I simplify 4x plus 5x? Well, yeah, of course I could. That would be 9x. 4x plus 5x equals 9x. Okay? What about 12y plus 2y plus 7x? Well, I see two like terms. Here's a like term. Here's a like term. 12y plus 2y, well, that's 14y. And then there's no like term with the 7x, so it just gets written down. Plus 7x. You're making it more simple. You're putting these two parts together, because they're like terms, to simplify the expression. Okay, here are three algebraic expressions. Let's simplify them. The first one, 9p minus 9 minus 1p, it would probably be, minus p, it would be a good idea to put a 1 in front of the p, because we don't work very well with plain letters. We need that coefficient that they don't always write down. So the like terms, 7p and 1p. Notice this minus sign is stuck like glue to that 1. So that's 7p minus 1p, which is 6p. And that, we used all of this up, but we still have minus 9. There's no like term. You write it down. That's much more simple. Simplifying. Look at the next one. We have 5a plus 4z minus 3z. Well, these two are alike. 5a plus a, again, you need the 1. That's 6a. 4z minus 3z, that's 1z. That's a plus sign. It wants to be a plus sign anyway. So 6a plus 1z. Okay, next one. 9b plus 6 minus 3b minus 3 minus b. There's a lot of b's there. There's a 9b, a minus 3b, and a minus 1b. So 9b minus 3b, that's 6b. 6b minus 1b, that's a total of 5b. Then those are all done. We're done with those. Then we have 6 minus 3. Well, that's 3, so plus 3. How do I know it's plus? Because it's positive. That's one way I know. Or you could say, well, I did 6 minus 3 and I used up this sign over here, but I still have this sign. There's a lot of ways to think about it. Okay, let's practice. Stop the video, try these two, get your answers, and then see if you got them right. Okay, here's the answers. The first one, 4x minus 3x, gives me the 1x. And then, plus 5y minus 5y, that just cancels out. That's 0. So the answer is 1x. The second one, 6a minus 2a is 4a. 3b plus 1b is 4b, so that gives you 4a plus 4b. Here's part 1 of video homework. Okay, another way to simplify things is by using the distributive property. The distributive property is a property in math that lets us take the two things in parentheses and multiply them by the thing on the outside. So I'm going to actually take 4 and go 4 times x, and then I'm going to put the plus sign down, and then I'm going to go 4 times 2. It's like I'm giving the 4 to both things inside the parentheses in a multiplying way. So, to distribute, 4 times x is 4x, and 4 times 2 is 8. So 4x, the plus sign gets written down, 8. Okay, the second one, 5 times y is 5y, and 5 times 3 is 15, and this one has a minus sign. That is how you distribute. See how it's more simple? Now, the distributive property is going to be kind of stuck into the middle of problems that need simplified. So when you see, anytime you see a number hanging out outside some parentheses, like this, and there's a variable in the parentheses, it means you're going to distribute. When it looks like that, you're going to distribute first. So in this problem, I would go 2 times y, and 2 times 3, I would do that first. 2 times y is 2y. It's going to be minus. 2 times 3 is 6. Now, you don't distribute over here. This is outside the parentheses. It's just hanging around waiting for you to finish the distributing. You just write it down. Now, after you get done with that, you say, wait a minute, 2y and 4y could go together. They're like terms. So 2y plus 4y, that's 6y. 6y, and you write your minus 6 down because there's no like term. So we took this, which is fairly complex, and we made it pretty simple because we're simplifying. Let's try another one. Okay, remember we're going to distribute first when it's like this. So 3 times 4y. Well, that would be 12y. Plus 3 times 5, which would be 15. And then you just write the plus 8 down because it's not in the parentheses. Then you say, oh, wait a minute. 15 and 8, those are like terms. So 12y plus 23. And that would be the answer. Okay, everyone practice this one. Get your final simplified answer and then turn the video back on. Here's the answer. 8x minus 18. First, you do 6 times x. That's 6x. Then you do 6 times 3. That's 18. It's minus 18 because there's a minus sign up here. So it just moves down. Then you got the 2x. Then you put your 6x and your 2x together and you get 8x minus 18. Now, we're going to solve an equation. And this equation solves a lot like all the other equations we've been solving, but there's one extra step that you need to do first now that we've learned about like terms. So from now on, every time you solve an equation, the first thing you say to yourself is there anything on this side that I could make more simple? Is there anything on this side I could make more simple? Well, 64 is about as simple as you can get, right? But 3y plus 5y, that's 8y because they're like terms. So we haven't even started solving yet. We're just simplifying each side. We're making each side as simple as it can get. Now you can start solving. So we're going to divide by 8, divide by 8. So y equals 8. And then, yes, you always have to check it. So to check it, what do? You write the original problem, right? Always the original problem. Then you put y back in, whatever you think y is, back in to see if it really works. So put the 8 back in. So 3 times 8 plus 5 times 8 equals 64, we think. Well, 3 times 8 is 24. 5 times 8 is 40. So yeah, that's going to equal 64. Solving equations, you can simplify each side first. Here's the rest of the video homework. Have a lovely, beautiful evening.